Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I will be talking about proper rabbit housing. Near the end of this video, I will be reacting to my subscribers' rabbit setups. So if you want to fast forward to that, I'll leave the timestamp right there so you can do that if you want. So I'm just going to quickly break down for you proper rabbit housing requirements. The first one I want to discuss that I really believe is one of the most important is your rabbit needs to be indoors. Rabbits are prey animals, so when they're kept outside, there is many different predators that can actually cause a lot of harm to your rabbit. I've heard so many cases of rabbits dying just because they've been outside and something got into their cage. Alright, now that we just got the indoor thing out of the way, let's talk about sizing. So I'm getting my base requirements from the House Rabbit Society. They recommend at least 8 square feet of space inside their enclosure, and if you have that size enclosure, they also recommend at least 24 square feet of outside exercise space where they get at least 5 hours of time to just roam around and exercise. Now obviously if you have like a Flemish Giant, you need to increase these sizes, as Flemish Giant is like 3 normal rabbits. So an 8 square foot area would be like a 2 foot by 4 foot space, maybe a 1 foot by 8 foot. I personally think that's quite small. I will leave links down in the description below and in the iCards above of my personal setups. Basically my foster is kept in an exercise pen that totals 4 feet by 8 feet, and then Cocoa Puff and Lollipop are kept in an enclosure that is 6 foot by 8 foot with an outside pen area of 4 foot by 8 foot. So foster bun has 32 square feet of space, and then my personal rabbits have 48 square feet of space with an additional 32 square feet of space, which I put them in that outside area when I clean. I want to give them extra space to roam, which you'll kind of see if you watch my other rabbit videos. So another thing about the size of a rabbit enclosure is also the height. So rabbits can jump pretty high, so you need at least a 3 foot tall enclosure, and some bunnies can definitely escape that. So if your bunny is a jumper, I would definitely recommend getting a 4 foot tall enclosure. Or if you get a shorter one, another thing you could do is just cover it with a sheet or something so they don't feel inclined to jump out. Another thing I want to talk about is just the flooring in the rabbit's enclosure. You want to make sure that they have something that can cause nice grip. So like an area rug, you could do like foam mats covered with fleece or just a bunch of fleece and towels. You want to stay away from having all hard surfaces, and no wire bottom cages, please. If you watch my Craigslist reaction, you will know I'm very much against wire bottom cages. Now that I've talked about the very basics of proper rabbit housing, I just want to give you guys some options of possible ways that you could meet this very requirement. And I do want to say that bigger is always better when it comes to rabbits. Giving them more space to jump and run around generally leads to a happier rabbit. There is a free roaming option, which if you've heard of Lennon the bunny, she greatly advocates for free roaming. So you can free roam in a single room, or you can free roam a couple rooms in your house. And I have tried this with Lollipop. When we moved here, I tried to have her basically free roam just the living room, the kitchen, hallway, and like her little setup, which I do have. One of my first videos was a room tour, like showing you guys how I had everything set up for free roaming. But after having her free roam for like a month or two, she was just very stressed in the environment. She didn't like the hustle and bustle of having us always walking around where she was basically. So I decided to create her enclosure that she has now. So free roaming isn't always the best idea for every rabbit. The rabbits I personally have are very scared and skittish and really just need their own place away from people where they just feel comfortable. Another option is what I did now, is DIYing a rabbit cage of some sort. So I'm making it out of wood and maybe chicken wire or wiring, and just making an enclosure completely DIY. Another DIY solution would be using NIC grids. People have made bunny condos and some really cool things with NIC grids. Another solution would be an extra large dog crate. They do make them big enough that would meet this 8 square feet requirement. Another option, which I think is the cheapest and easiest option, definitely if you're starting out, is getting an exercise pen. Chewy has great deals on these. You can also find them on Amazon and several other pet store places, and they allow your bunny to have a great amount of space for relatively cheap. So that's all I really have for bunny basics. Moral of the story, bigger is better. There's many different ways you can house your bunny, but make sure you're giving your bunny enough space that is indoors and you have proper flooring. All right, so I'm going to grab my laptop here and I'm going to pull up the emails from the submissions that you guys submitted, and we're going to go over the pros first of your guys' setups and then like the cons slash advice I would give you to possibly make your enclosure better. Hopefully that helps all of you guys kind of understand more of proper rabbit care. And I am going to go in order of how you guys submitted, so we're going to go with the first one. I only had 3 submissions, so we're just going to go over those. So let's go into it. Alright, so this is Laura. She is 9 years old and she's the primary caregiver and owner of her bunny Fancy, and her mom Stacia also is in this email. They said, this is Fancy's enclosure. She's a 3-month-old Dutch, is 4 foot by 8 foot, and 50 inches tall. So that definitely meets the bare requirements right there. Super good. That's 32 square feet of space. Plenty tall enough your bunny can escape that. It says, the base is plywood with vinyl flooring, then anti-fatigue mats and fleece. So that's great. Flooring's great. She free roams in the room about 5 hours a day. Under the brown blanket in her enclosure is her bed and Snug-a-Bun bed. It's kind of her giant hideout. The large log is grapevine and is safe for small animals. Everything sounds good from their description, and I can see here in the picture they have a tunnel haven, which I think is one of the best purchases you can make for a rabbit. My rabbits love it. All rabbits seem to love it. It's completely edible, safe tunnel. She's got like a little hay ball here, looks like a play table, lots of enrichment, lots of toys. Your rabbit is also adorable. This looks like a little bit of her maybe outside area that she can use when she free roams, I'm guessing. Because this is the main enclosure. I like the little carrots that are strung, and definitely the little rabbit that you use to, like, it looks like to keep the door open. So I think this rabbit setup is absolutely wonderful. I love that everything is DIY and homemade, and you definitely bunny proofed like around your trim. It looks like an exercise pen that you have. Ooh, you also have one of the new Oxbow hide and seek mats, seagrass mat. So overall, don't really have anything bad to say about this. I guess the only thing that I would say is you have a lot of like exposed foam mats. From the pictures, it doesn't look like your rabbit is chewing on them at all, but if your bunny would ever decide to start chewing on them, I'd recommend just covering it with more fleece and sheets so they're not consuming the foam. Otherwise, this is an absolute great setup, and yeah, Fancy is adorable, and Laura, you're doing a great job. Alright, let's go to the next one. This one says, she is 8 weeks. I can't free roam, and I let her out every day for a few hours. I'd love to be in your video. Well, you're in my video. So, pros first. Your rabbit's adorable. It's another Dutch. You have a litter box. Looks like some chew sticks, some cat toys, some wooden shoes in there. It looks like you also have baby toy. You have a little hay rack. It looks like you have fleece over part of the cage there. You could actually drape a bigger piece of fleece over it and actually kind of create like a hidey house effect. So in the bottom it looks like you have fleece. Looks like paper bedding. Looks like you have a water bottle. And it looks like there's like 3 different bowls in there. So I guess the first con I would say, which I don't really know if is a con, is I don't know if one of these are being used as a water bowl, but rabbits really need water bowls. So I have actually 2 miniature dachshunds as well, and I can say my rabbits drink so much more than my dogs, and having just a bottle will not be able to give enough water to your rabbit. So if you don't already, I would recommend getting a water bowl. And I think the main other thing I'm going to say is size. So this is definitely a store-bought rabbit cage, and they are almost never big enough. I can tell by this picture this is definitely not meeting that 8 square feet. Your bunny is a baby right now, so this is probably okay for right now, but you're definitely going to have to upgrade this within the next several weeks. Bunnies go pretty fast, and even looking at your litter box, your bunny is already covering like the entire thing. Your bunny ain't gonna fit in that as she grows older. To upgrade the litter box situation, I'd recommend getting a cat litter box. They're great. They work the same as your corner there. They're just going to be a little bit bigger. Here it says you want to free roam her, but you still live with your parents and they won't allow it. There is a ways around it. You don't have to free roam. You could get an exercise pen, like I said. Another thing, you could still use this cage and create like an outside area. Oxbow kind of has a setup like this where they sell a cage with an outside play area, and then you just allow her to have access to that play area all day. I'm not sure why your parents won't let you free roam, but if they're worried about their floor getting damaged, you could put an area rug down. You could have put foam mats covered with fleece. You could put like a vinyl remnant on the floor. Those are ways to protect the floor. And then if you're afraid of your bunny maybe jumping out, if you expand her enclosure, cover it with like a sheet. You create a bunny condo. There's lots of ways, but I would just recommend finding a way to give her more space during the day when you cannot free roam her or let her out and have exercise time. So this is my last submission. It says, "Hi, this is my temporary bun setup. This is only for a few weeks. I want it bigger, but I'm unable to. I will have a hutch with an X pen that is connected. This will be all inside. I have a Heidi house and lots of toys and litter box. She will binky and flop all the time. P.S. I love your channel." Thank you for loving my channel. Yeah, so let's look at this setup. You did say this is a temporary bunny setup. So actually, I think this is a pretty good bunny, like, temporary setup. It looks like your bunny is in the hallway here, and your bunny is a lot bunny. Looks like a Holland lot, maybe a mini lot. Can't really tell from the pictures, but I do have a sweet spot for lot bunnies because Lollipop is a mini lot, so you get extra points there. I like that you cover the flooring with that towel that provides some extra friction. An area rug would be better, just to provide even more grip because the towel can shift around. It does look like you have a couple toys here, and I like the bed, as long as your bunny isn't chewing it, because my bunnies can't have beds, they just destroy them. And you definitely have 2 bowls, so I would assume one's a food bowl, one's a water bowl. That's good. This litter box looks like a mess. So it looks really shallow, which I know with my buns, they definitely like to spill all their hay out and everything. So I would recommend for you also to purchase a cat litter box. They're bigger in size and you're not going to have as much hay all over. And you would also be able to give your rabbit more hay. See, I like that the Heidi house has an opening and closing, like 2 entrances / exits. One thing I would suggest is whenever you get another cardboard box, try to make another Heidi house, possibly that doesn't have like that wax finish on the cardboard, because if your bunny eats that could mess with their digestive system. I try to find like a cardboard, like the brown cardboard boxes. So I think this is definitely good for a temporary setup. You get lots of room and your rabbit has the basics. And then I do want to address that you said that you plan on having a hutch with an X pen that is connected. So I actually think this is a great idea. I have some pictures of Lollipop's first setup, which was before I even started this channel, and I actually had her hutch. I made it out of an oak TV stand, and then I had an exercise pen around it, and I found that actually worked really well for her. And what I really liked is that the hutch, I could put her in there and close it whenever I needed to clean the exercise pen area, and then I would leave it open the rest of the time, and she had plenty of room to roam around. But then I moved, and then my situation kind of changed, so the hutch thing didn't really work anymore. But if you have space for the hutch and the exercise pen configuration, that is definitely a great idea. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about your submission. I think you are doing a great job with your bunny, and definitely looks like you plan on improving, which I definitely love. I find with my rabbits, I'm always trying to find little ways to improve and just to make their life better. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you submitted your rabbit setup, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. I hope you guys take all my feedback as positive and positive criticism and feedback, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And remember, live life to the fullest.